Glissa, the Traitor. Black, green, green, 3/3. Legendary creature, zombie, elf, commander. First strike, death touch. Whenever a creature an opponent controls is put to the graveyard from the battlefield, you may return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. Let's play! Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to today's video. I will be talking about Glissa the Traitor, my commander deck, one of my 99, and I can't wait to show you guys my competitive deck. Ishikron Scepter with imprint, so you can remove an instant, and you can keep on copying it over and over. Mana Web, this is a very expensive card. Whenever any land an opponent controls is tapped for mana, tap all lands he or she controls that can produce any type of mana that land can produce. So it's a really good old card. Mirror of the Four Bears, I choose a creature type. The one I'm going to be choosing in this deck is Eldrazi, because I have some Eldrazi colorless spells in here. Seer's Lantern, Everflowing Chalice, good mana ramp. Call to the Grave, because everybody has to sacrifice a non-zombie creature at the beginning of their upkeep, so I get to keep my commander. Night's Whisper for drawing cards. Rise from the Grave to bring back the card we need. Tangle Wire, very good artifact card to slow down the game for you to have time. Siphon Mind, each player discards a card, you draw a card. Pulse of the Tangle, the reason why this card is in this deck is because I can create tokens over and over to block with. Harmonize for the green draw. Pilgrim's Eye for a creature to block and possibly play more lands from my library. Welding Jar to regenerate any artifact. Torpor Orb to slow down my opponents with the ETB triggers. And the Scepter for I can get my opponents to discard a card. That's good. Geode Golem, if I can deal damage, I can play my commander for free. Arc of Blight to destroy people's lands, although it is a little expensive to cost-wise. Buried Alive. We also have Traveler's Amulet. Commander Sphere. Morinor Shield, a very good card, very inexpensive. It is in print, and you remove a card and target graveyard from the game. You can prevent all damage of the color source. Mind's Eye for drawing cards. Elf Replica to destroy our enchantments, and Wayfarer's Bauble. Sprouting Vines is a good card for multiple opponents because it is Storm. Skull Clamp for my 1/1 creatures. Grim Return. Leonin Blade Trap, this card saved me more than once. You can play it as though it's an instant, but I would not do that. I would rather have it in the battlefield, otherwise it's expensive. Deals 2 damage to each creature attacking you, which can make all the difference. This Longbow is very good for the commander. It can deal 1 damage and it has Death Touch, so you get the automatic trigger. Swiftfoot Boots, Protection Haste. Silent Arbiter to control the board state. Ring of 3 Wishes, good tutor. Also Diabolic Tutor, and also Treasure Find. We have Grisly Salvage because we want creatures and lands, and artifact in our graveyard is okay. Broken Fall to regenerate stuff, very good enchantment. Victimize as well for sacrificing 1 creature to bring back 2. We have Thropter Assembly. We have Seer's Sundial because we're trying to play lands every turn and drawing cards as much as possible. That's why we have Mindstone in here too. We have the Hope card. It's a very powerful Thropter and expensive. You can sacrifice it until your next turn. Target player who was dealt combat damage by this card this turn can't cast non-creature spells, so that's good. Grappling Hook for the Provoke effect. Ornithopter that you can play for free. Phyrexian Revoker, the golden card in the deck, because you can name a non-land card. Activated abilities, sorcery with the chosen name can be activated, and if they destroy it over and over, you can find ways to bring it back with your commander. It That Betrays, a powerful Eldrazi with Annihilator, and whenever opponents sacrifice stuff, you can put it in the battlefield and you control. It's colorless too. We have Whisper So Cloak. We have Banished Heart. I've used this card multiple times in the game. Pathraiser of Ulamog. If you can get it in play, it's going to be a major target, but that's what I want. Sylvoke Replica to destroy an artifact or enchantment. This Cloak card I have in the deck because it has Dredge too. It's one of the only cards with Dredge. Sometimes I prefer to Dredge instead of draw. Heartpiercer Bow. Whenever my Planeswalker attacks, I can deal 1 damage to anything to get the trigger. And of course, Soul Ring. We have an old card, Tikka's Dragon, Flying Trample, Rampage 4, 5/5 for 9. I want Tikka's Dragon in this deck because I have a cheaper way to cast it. Desecrated Tomb, whenever 1 or more creature cards leave your graveyard, create a 1/1 blocker bat with flying. Copper Gnomes is a 1/1 blocker, but also you can sacrifice for 4 and put an artifact card from your hand into play. That would be Tikka's Dragon, so you can find a way to go back and forth with that. Artisan of Kozilek is a 10/9 Annihilator 2, and whenever you cast it, you can return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, which is always good. It's graveyard recursion. And we have Death Render for my commander. For that, if it does die, you may put a creature card from your hand into the battlefield, which will be one of your Eldrazi cards. Finally, we have Temple of the False God. And then all we have after this is swamps, half swamps, and then half forests. We don't have really any special lands in this deck. It's not a major competitive, super competitive deck, but it's a very fun deck that if your commander dies, you can play Eldrazi's. You can play expensive artifacts for free almost. And the whole point of it is to get your commander to have protection, and then that it can deal 1 damage to anything to get the artifact trigger, and you're going to be bringing back some of the most powerful artifact cards in the MTG series. So, thanks a lot guys, I hope you liked this video, and be sure to check out some other commander decks that I have, and thanks a lot, we will see you guys on the next video.